Hey everyone, and welcome back to another versus matchup video. I apologise that it's been a while since I've posted, but you know, it is what it is. I've been busy, I apologise. Today we have two of the mightiest forces throughout the cosmos, two of those powerful Jedi, beings, just to ever exist. We have Mr. Congrent Key over here in the left corner, and Puffball Cloud, also known as Buff Paul Sound, in the other corner. And to those that think this is a landslide victory for Congrent just because he slaps Puff on a regular basis at Bed Wars, just so you know, Puff is much more powerful than she lets on. It's, she hides her power quite well. She doesn't want to make, us mere mortals, feel insignificant in comparison. If you enjoyed this video, dislike and subscribe. And yeah, let's just get right into this video.
Guys, right now, Twitch Prime, it's free, takes money out of Jeff Bezos' pockets, no cost to you. Subscribe. Don't need to thank me.
For the strength and attack potency section of the video, this is quite easy. We have a substantial attack potency feat for Mr. Congrent Key over here. He essentially just bullies Connor on a regular basis, and as we already covered in the Boss of Random vs. Corner video, which you should definitely watch, Connor could erase multiverses pretty easily, which means that, Congrent should be able to do the same, considering, how often he just slaps him around. Puffball Cloud, on the other hand, you might think this is an open shut case for Congrent Key over here, but I can tell you, in fact, that is not the case at all. As you've seen in the Boss vs. Corner video, Puff is confirmed to be more powerful than both of them, so that easily makes them equal. However, the one thing that separates the two of them is coming down to Puff's abilities, which we will get into later in the video. So for now, Puff is more powerful, but I will go on to explain as to why in the ability section. So Puff wins this section.
B back yet? Is that B?
B?
There's
B.
B.
Hurry! B.
Boss killed you for no. I got the perfect angle of this.
Now for the speed section, this is also quite an easy, way to explain this. You see, Congrent, when he's in his Congrent ghost form, he is omnipresent, and by that I mean he is nowhere and yet everywhere at the same time. This will also come into play in the ability section, but this just essentially means that Congrent is beyond all comprehensions of speed, and is probably watching you watching this video right now. Just, make sure not to turn around. Puff, meanwhile, is only nigh omnipresent and scaling to classic Connor, as Connor is omnipresent himself in some cases. So the speed point easily goes to Congrent, since he would just absolutely slap Puffball Cloud in a 100 meters race, and I want to see video proof of that. Get that in a video, guys.
B back yet? Is that B?
B?
There's
B.
B.
Hurry! B.
Boss killed you for no.
Now for the durability section, Congrent, or Congrent as he should be more well known as, is completely invulnerable to physical attacks, as he does not exist on the living or physical plane. This comes down to him, realising, how to be an intellectual, such as myself, and it's just becoming fourth dimensional. And yeah, he is invulnerable to any physical attacks. Puffball Cloud, on the other hand, is not so lucky. There's nothing to suggest she's that much more durable than the Boss of Random, who, is also invulnerable because he's always in creative mode, but there's a different kind of invulnerable here with Congrent, so I'd have to give the durability point to Congrent here.
Stop praying to the balls. The almighty ball. I was gonna die. Clem almost suffocated in the balls.
And now, for the best part of the video, we have the abilities, technique and weaponry section. You see, this has been confirmed over and over again that Congrent has a gun, and because Congrent is also omnipresent, this must mean that he is practically Alucard. I mean, it just makes perfect sense. This also means he has insane regeneration, not that he would ever need it considering he's invulnerable, but, he has it. And also to just make him that much more powerful, he is known as Congo. This not only means that he has the power of an entire country behind him, but also, he has the powers of whoever plays him. And Donkey Kong plays the Congo, right? And he's came up against Mario, who has 36 different power-ups. This includes the likes of, the stopwatch, which, freezes time, fireballs, ice flowers, and cat Mario, which basically just makes him a furry. As we all know, furries are nigh omnipotent beings. So Congrent is fairly powerful. His guns can shoot through anything, but his actual guns that are muscles, as we've already discussed, are multiversal in size. I mean, like one muscle and like one bulge is the size of the living universe. Because it is now canon the fact that we live on Congrent's arm. I don't make the rules. Okay, now to truly understand how powerful Puff is, we need to do a little bit of power scaling like we did for Connor. Puffball Cloud is a whammon, and that must mean that she's comparable to other whammon. This includes Wonder Woman, the lasso of truth, which has been casually able to drag around stars everywhere. You have Squirrel Girl, who literally can defeat anyone with squirrels. It's quite mental, the fact that, she's beaten the likes of Doctor Doom and Thanos just by throwing live furries at them. This must mean that, as we already said, after all this evidence, furries must be, absolutely stupidly powerful. Furries might as well be the new Marvel villain. I'm not alluding to anything here. Another whammon that must be comparable to Puff is Kefla, and this is the reason why she beats Congo in the strength test, is because Kefla can transform into a Super Saiyan, but green. And this means that she is 50 times more powerful than Congrent, in terms of strength at least. And also, she has the Potara earrings too, which means that she can fuse with anything. And another one of Puff's abilities is stupidly broken. She's been able to not only break Minecraft, but the entirety of Twitch just by existing. That's the equivalent of Superman destroying the entirety of the DC universe and then destroying the comic itself that you're reading the pages off of before slapping the reader in the face. Yeah, it is a little bit fifth dimensional. I won't lie to you. Puff is also, resistant to many things such as heat, but we don't need to talk about that. So in terms of versatility, I believe that Congrent has Puff beat. However, in terms of power, you cannot beat the squirrels. The furries are too powerful. Now it is time for the weaknesses section. And that's the weaknesses section done.
No, there wasn't. You're lying to me.
There was a 2 and then a 7.
You're lying to me.
And now for the mighty conclusion, the two most powerful warriors in the universe, Buff Paul Sound and Congo-chan. It has been quite a journey. We have gone through many abilities, and we can both conclude that they are both furries.